Imagine a memory so vivid, so certain that it feels etched in the stone of your mind. Now imagine learning that this memory, one shared by countless others, doesn't match reality. You distinctly recall Nelson Mandela's somber funeral in the 1980s, only to find that he lived for decades more. This unsettling phenomenon, now famously called the Mandela effect, raises haunting questions about the nature of memory and reality itself. Is it a simple quirk of our mind, or could it hint at something far stranger? A glimpse into alternate realities, where history played out just a little differently? Welcome to Tales from the Graves, where shadows lurk and whispers echo.
Join us as we delve into the unknown, exploring tales of mystery, horror, and the supernatural.
Be prepared to journey into the darkness, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Jess.
Together, we're the Grave Sisters, and we'll be your guides as we unearth the strange and unusual.
So find your flashlight, grab your shovel, and let's dig in.
The following podcast is rated for mature audiences.
It may contain graphic scenes of violence and explicit language that some may find disturbing.
Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome back. We are continuing season 2, our beloved Gravediggers. This is episode 24.
Yup.
So, I don't know if you listened to last week's episode. I really, really hope you did, because it was
Long.
brutal.
That too.
Because, whew, man, did I need a palate cleanser after that one. I mean, I knew all the fucked up stuff that, Ramirez did, but holy
crap on a cracker, Batman.
Yeah, holy Christ on that cracker. So, here's a little bit of a palate cleanser for you people who might be binging. Okay. We will be discussing the Mandela effect. You know what the Mandela effect is, right?
Yeah, it's like where I remember things one way, but supposedly it never happened.
Right?
Or it was a completely different way.
I mean, maybe it was my imagination or something along those lines, but I swear to God, some of these, I know what I saw. I know what I experienced, and it makes me so mad. We're gonna go through quite a few of the funky Mandela effects that a lot of people know of, but first we got to know exactly really what it is and what psychologists think it is, and like the definition, and so let's dig in. The Mandela effect is a captivating psychological phenomenon involving collective memory errors, where large groups of people remember certain events, details, or even facts differently from how they appear to be recorded or remembered by others. That's what Jen was saying. Like, I could remember something one way, or something somebody said a certain way, and then she could be like, whoa, that is not how it is. Or, that's not how it happened. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, it was named after the South African President Nelson Mandela. This phenomenon gained its name in 2009 when blogger Fiona Broom noticed she and many others remembered Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, despite him actually being released in 1990 and passing away in 2013. This was one that got me, because I distinctly remember being told when I was a kid that he died in prison.
Yep, I remember that as well.
Like, that one was a big one. As soon as I learned what a Mandela effect was, I was like, didn't he die? Like,
yeah.
While he there? No, he didn't. No, yeah, he did. And I would argue with people And they would pull up the proof that, like, there were photos and interviews and books and all sorts of crap. And I'm like, no, y'all are full of shit. He died in prison. How can I be full of shit? Here it is. And I would still argue to this day that he died in prison.
It just means that, like, we're from an alternate timeline and they've, like, converged.
That's what some people actually think. Like,
I mean, that's what I kind of think when stuff like that happens.
yeah. We entered a time slip.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to throw it in there. But yeah, that's one that always messed me up. Now, that experience led to the term Mandela effect and has since sparked widespread discussions drawing both scientific interest and popular fascination. The history and psychology behind the Mandela effect offers insights into memory, perception, groupthink, not necessarily like a mass hysteria type of deal, but kind of along those lines, you know? And the cognitive quirks that influence human beliefs themselves. Now, we're going to talk about, we're going to explore the history of this phenomenon and dive into potential explanations from the fields of psychology and neuroscience. And these will examine the social dynamics that fuel the collective false memories. Now, the Mandela effect was popularized recently and is linked to much older concept of psychology related to memory errors and the cognitive biases. In fact, the foundations of this phenomenon reach back to early research on human memory. So, researchers like Sir Frederick Bartlett in the 1930s explored how memories can be distorted or reshaped over time, leading to phenomena that we now categorize as false memories. But in 2009, Fiona Broome coined the term Mandela effect. So when she discovered that she, along with a surprising number of others, vividly remembered Mandela dying, like I did. So it wasn't just an idle error, but it involved detailed memories of like news coverage and reactions and even public mourning. And the shared nature of the memory error attracted attention. And as Broome shared her experience online, more individuals started to discuss other commonly misremembered events and details. Now, this is where you and I might have some disagreements. So here's some examples. The Berenstain Bears. Many people remembered the popular children's book series as the Berenstain Bears, spelled with the E instead of the A.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, I remember the E. So we agree on that one. But in reality, it's always been spelled Berenstain with the A. Now, I think I remember coming across like a TikTok or like a YouTube video or something where somebody actually had two copies that they found like in their mom's basement of like the same videotape or something, and one had an A and one had an E.
Yup, I remember seeing that. They were like, it did exist.
Or maybe that's just another Mandela effect. Maybe I remember seeing the picture and it really wasn't there. But I could have sworn I saw that picture.
You got some anger in you about this whole thing.
Yes. I'm like, no, I know what I saw. For all you Star Wars fans, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
No.
What?
He does not say that. He says, no, I am your father. The look on Jennifer's face right now, she's like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, which is a really, really good one. I love that one. Darth Vader's iconic line is actually, no, I am your father. However, a huge number of people remember it as, Luke, I am your father.
Well, I don't know if you've got this one in there or not, but like...
C-3PO's leg?
No.
Oh. sorry. Continue. I'll tell you about that one in just a second.
So, like, in Scary Movie 2, it's got the guy with the little shriveled hand.
Take my strong hand.
My strong hand. He never once during the movie is like, no, take my strong hand. But, like,
What?
yeah, he never once in the movie says, take my strong hand. Instead, he's holding that shriveled hand out. It's like, take my hand. And he's like, no, give me the other one. No, my other one's not strong enough.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but he never once says, take my strong hand.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's always, no, my other one's not strong enough.
Didn't know about that one. But,
There you go.
But I remember there was another Star Wars one where C-3PO has a freaking silver leg, right?
I don't remember that.
Some people don't think that C-3PO has one silver leg, but he does. He's like this completely golden god of an android.
Yeah, no, I remember him
But
being
he
all
has
gold.
one
or brass.
leg that is silver. From like the knee down.
No, I remember him being all gold.
Yeah, no. Look it up. Right? This is really fun. The next one, Monopoly Man's monocle. Many people remember that Monopoly Man as having a monocle. I don't remember him having a monocle, ever.
I do.
But he never wore one. The false memory is so strong that people often are surprised when shown the real character. I think that some people could possibly be combining Mr. Monopoly and Mr. Peanut.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I think maybe that might be what it is. Because Mr. Peanut has the monocle and a top hat and a cane, right?
Yeah.
And so I think they're thinking like, oh, it's both, the same kind of style of art. They're both, fancy dudes with top hats and stuff, but they're fancy dudes. He's a fancy nut with a monocle and a cane and a top hat, but no, yeah, Mr. Peanut. But yeah, no, Mr. Monopoly, the Mr. Monopoly guy, yeah, never had a monocle apparently. Curious George's tail is the next one. This one pissed me off because they keep calling him a monkey and he literally does not have a tail. If he doesn't have a tail, he's some kind of ape, in my opinion. But yeah, some people honestly remember Curious George having a freaking tail.
I'm on the fence about that one because I never really watched Curious George. So, I'll be honest, I don't know.
All right. I got a question for you. Okay, so what does the queen say to the mirror in Snow White?
Who's the fairest of them all?
What did she say before that?
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
No.
What?
Magic mirror on the wall.
What? Yeah. No.
In Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, many people remember her saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? But no, she actually says, magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
No.
Yeah. Next one that I have, We Are the Champions from the band Queen. People commonly remember this classic rock anthem ending with "Of the World." However, in the studio version, the song ends with Freddie Mercury singing "In No Time for Losers, 'cause we are the champions," leaving listeners to expect a conclusion that never comes. I swear to God, he says "of the world." That's what.
Yeah.
Champions of the world. He fucking says it. I know for a fact he says it. I'm gonna look that up. Another one. Pikachu's tail.
Yeah.
What do you think Pikachu's tail looks like?
Well, I mean, it's supposed to look like a lightning bolt, and it's got little, like, he's got 2 little stripes on it or something like that.
Well, not close. Fans often recall that Pikachu has a little black tip on the end of his tail. Do you think he does?
He's got black tips on his ears.
Yeah, he doesn't have a black tip on the end of his tail.
No, I remember it where he's got like
he has
a
like the
little
black
line.
spot on the tip near the butt, and then and it goes up like halfway, but after that it's yellow. But some people think that Pikachu supposedly has a black tip on the end of his tail.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could see where maybe some of the older versions of the Pikachu card had that on it.
Maybe, you never know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, next one. Fruit of the Loom logo.
Oh, yeah. No, I know this one because people are like, they've never had a cornucopia. I'm like, no, they absolutely did have a cornucopia with the fruit spilling out of it.
I swear to God, I remember seeing the cornucopia.
Like, supposedly someone contacted Fruit of the Loom to see about it, and they're like, no, we've never had a cornucopia. But then they, like, found images online of, like, old advertisements or something where there was a cornucopia.
Yes. Yeah, many people picture the Fruit of the Loom logo with a cornucopia behind the fruits. However, the actual logo has never included a cornucopia, only the fruits themselves, which is bullshit. I remember the cornucopia.
Yep.
I remember it. Hands down, remember it. This one, I never really noticed this one. Febreze versus Febreze with an extra E.
No, I've always thought it was just F-A-B-R-E-Z-E.
Nope.
What?
Yeah. Many people remember the fabric refreshener Febreze as being spelled with 2 E's in the second syllable, like F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E. However, the correct spelling has always been F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. Looks like Febreze, but only 1 E. Which
No.
I've always thought it was 2.
I've always thought it was 2.
Are we dumb?
I don't think we're done. No. I don't think I could have made it this far in life if I were dumb.
Yeah. Let me see. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes. So many people remember the cartoon series as Looney Tunes, Toons,
Yeah.
and a more phonetically intuitive spelling. However, it has always been Looney Tunes with a U, playing on the idea of cartoon music.
Nope, I always remember it as Toons, Toon. That's what I remember it as.
I don't know, but since that was brought up like several years ago when I was talking to somebody about it, I remember saying you. Because, they were really big advocates of, the music, and they had a whole bunch of episodes. Like, my favorite Bugs Bunny episodes were the music episodes, where they did, like, Figaro and the barbershop and, stuff like that. And, like the Tom and Jerry one where he'd be playing the piano. Like, the musical episodes were always the best. But, yeah, I remember the U. Okay. The next one is for your horror fans, okay? Hello, Clarice. Listen to this. In The Silence of the Lambs, people often recall Hannibal Lecter greeting Clarice Starling with the chilling line, "Hello, Clarice," in the movie. But he actually says, "Good evening." Though Hello, Clarice has become popular in pop culture, he never said "Hello, Clarice." He said, "Good evening, Clarice." I remember hello.
I remember hello.
I remember hello. It is always going to be "Hello, Clarice," in my opinion. So, you motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. Kit Kat logo. The candy bar. Some people remember Kit Kat as having a dash, like Kit dash cat. But in reality, it's always been spelled Kit with a capital K, lowercase I, lowercase t, capital K, lowercase a, lowercase t, mushed together as one word without a dash. I don't remember the dash, honestly.
No, I remember the dash. Kit Kats are my favorite, like, candy bar. I remember the dash.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's never had a dash.
I think that whoever said that's a liar.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Thank you. This one messed with me a little bit. Risky Business dance scene. Many remember Tom Cruise's character in Risky Business dancing in a white button-up shirt, sunglasses, and socks. However, in the actual scene, he apparently doesn't wear sunglasses.
But, like,
that's bullshit.
There's so many references in other movies.
Yes.
With him in Risky Business and sunglasses.
Yeah. And the big thing he does is when he slides in, he's putting the sunglasses on as he's sliding in, and you see his backside, and then he turns around and, like, adjusts it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. He's wearing the freaking sunglasses.
Yeah.
So, can't tell me that I'm wrong. Can't tell me that I'm wrong. This is the last one. I am adamant. I saw this movie. It exists. It is a real thing.
Shazam.
Shazam. Shazam is real. Shazam happened. I distinctly remember seeing it as a kid. Because, I mean, I was born in the 1980s. But...
Great.
Yeah, but I distinctly remember seeing Sinbad in that movie as a freaking genie. I don't remember what the plot was, but I remember, like, it was like
there was a kid, and then the kid had wishes because he's a genie, and Shazam is doing these things, and it's like kind of backfiring throughout the whole thing.
And I remember him wearing like a purple vest and wearing like a golden turban type of deal.
Yeah, like a gold orange.
Golden
It was like golden orangey with the purple vest and that turban. But yeah, there was a lot of golden orange gold.
Yep. But yeah, a lot of people are having it mixed up with Kazam. I remember seeing Kazam as well. Not as good as Shazam, even though Shazam apparently is not a real fudging movie. But yeah, I remember Shazam. Please tell us if you have seen Shazam. I want to know. This one really messed with me. Oh, okay, now that I'm done getting fired up about what I know and what I don't know, those examples demonstrate a recurring pattern. People don't just individually remember these events differently, but they experience a shared collective misremembering, quote unquote misremembering. The widespread and specific nature of these memory errors makes the Mandela effect especially intriguing. Now, let's get into some of the psychological aspects, okay? Psychologists offer a range of explanations for why these shared false memories occur. Memory is a complex and imperfect cognitive function. I mean, that relies on both the biological processes and the social influences, making it susceptible to a variety of distortions. Fancy way of saying your memory can mess with you. It's not always true to exactly what it was. Some brains can just flip things and change it to remember things the way that they want to remember it. Is that what you're getting out of it, basically?
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense.
Yeah. But I know what I saw. I saw Shazam, damn it. But memory is not like a videotape or a hard drive, carbon copy, where the exact information is stored and later recalled identically as it happened. Instead, memory is reconstructive. So when people remember something, they're actively rebuilding the memory using fragments of information. And during this process, the brain may fill in gaps with plausible information or merge details from similar events. Over time, especially when memories aren't frequently revisited, the details can become distorted or foggy, or could even possibly be overwritten by similar memories. But that leads us to something called the schema theory. The schema theory was proposed by Bartlett, who I mentioned earlier before I went on a tirade with Jen, and later developed in cognitive psychology. It supposedly explains how people use mental frameworks to organize information. These schemas help us process large amounts of information quickly, but can also lead to errors. I guess since it's so much information going in at the same time, something will be missed or something will be distorted, because there's so much getting crammed in there all at the same time. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it's kind of like your brain can read a word as long as contextually there are other words around it that make sense with the word you're reading, but it doesn't matter as long as the first letter and the last letter are in the same spot. All the other letters can be all jumbled up. That's why, spelling mistakes happen. Your brain automatically fixes it to make it make sense.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. Because when people remember something like the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstain Bears, it might be due to more familiar Stein or Stain, S-T-E-I-N, Steen, whatever, suffix commonly used in names. Our brain relies on the schemas to interpret and remember information, leading to false memories that seem logically consistent. Now, false memories, they arise when the brain stores information that it later retrieves inaccurately, often embellishing it with fabricated details. These memories feel real to the person retelling them, which makes them particularly insidious. In some cases, people may remember, quote unquote, remember details from movies, books, or even dreams as if they were real events. Confabulation is when individuals fill in gaps in memory with fabricated elements that seem plausible but are indeed incorrect. This phenomenon plays a role in how the Mandela effect is experienced by groups of people. There's even like a social influence on it too, because someone can tell you one thing, and then it could kind of like make sense to you, and you could be like, oh yeah, I remember that. You pick it up? What I'm putting down? Okay. It is also definitely a social phenomenon. The Mandela effect is when a person shares their misremembered version of an event or a fact, others may resonate with it, reinforcing the false memory through social interaction. This aligns with the concept of social contagion, where certain ideas spread more easily within a group. Collective reinforcement, though, through shared discussions, especially on the internet, can create a feedback loop, solidifying these shared memory errors. So, pretty much, if I wanted to make up my own Mandela effect, we could probably do it. We could do like some kind of social experiment, like get on Reddit, say, I remember in this movie so-and-so said blah, blah, blah. And then someone could get on there and start a thread. Oh my gosh, do you remember in this movie so-and-so said blah, blah, blah? I don't necessarily remember it, but I remember them saying blah, blah, blah instead. And then start a whole thing, and then months or even years down the road, people will be saying, well, I remember the movie saying blah, blah, blah. And it would be what I came up with.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
That would be a really cool social experiment, honestly.
It would.
It would be a really cool social experiment. I think we need to do that. Not really, but I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm good, There's even a role in cognitive dissonance. So, cognitive dissonance is the discomfort of holding two contradictory beliefs, which may also play a role in the Mandela effect. So, when presented with evidence that a memory is incorrect, people may feel unease and be inclined to question their own sanity, like how we did. We're like, are we stupid?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see that. I can see that. We're like,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is accurate or true.
Right? I mean, it would make them question their own sanity or even dismiss the new information. Like, you know what? Fuck you. You're wrong. Whatever. This psychological friction can lead to people to seek out others with similar memories, reaffirming the belief and reducing the dissonance. So, neuroscientific research on memory errors adds depth to our understanding of the Mandela effect. Memory is distributed across multiple brain regions, and distortions can occur at various stages, like encoding, consolidation, storage, retrieval. Now, in the brain, the hippocampus plays a key role in encoding and retrieving memories. When we experience an event, the hippocampus helps us encode various sensory inputs into a coherent memory. However, the encoding process is not flawless, nothing ever is, and later recall often involves the brain filling in the blanks, like we mentioned earlier, and if these details are not encoded precisely, the hippocampus may alter them during subsequent recalls. But
okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like locking, like a core memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way I could put it. Like a core memory. You remember it one way, another person remembers it another way, but you keep the memory exactly how you want it to be. I guess?
I mean, yeah.
Is that what it is? Well, I don't know. The brain's very complicated. Very, very complicated. They even mentioned that the prefrontal cortex is involved in decision making. So they're working hand in hand with the hippocampus, including whether a memory is indeed accurate. This area helps evaluate and cross-reference memories with contextual information, putting it into context. When presented with contradictory memories, such as Berenstain and Berenstein, the prefrontal cortex can struggle, especially when schemas or past experiences conflict with the present information. But memory reconsolidation research suggests that memories are not fixed, but rather reconsolidated each time they are recalled. During this reconsolidation phase, memories are malleable and can be altered before being stored again. So you can recall a memory and then, wait, that wasn't right. Fix it to what you want it to be and then put it back on the shelf. I guess. I think that's what they were talking about there.
Okay.
But this process can lead to gradual memory changes over time, especially if influenced by external factors or similar memories, which could explain why people might collectively alter details over the years. But the Mandela effect thrives in today's interconnected world, where social media and online forums allow ideas to spread rapidly and reach wide audiences. The internet has made it so freaking easy for people to share experiences, which amplifies memory errors that might otherwise remain isolated. Shared media consumption also contributes to this collective memory phenomenon, where millions watch the same movie or TV show any memorable detail is embedded in the collective consciousness. But this can lead to a kind of mass memory distortion, where small details are altered or misremembered on a large scale. Additionally, the Mandela effect feeds into a broader interest in the mysteries of reality and the unknown. For some, the Mandela effect fuels theories of alternate dimensions or timelines where conflicting memories are evidence of shifts between realities. Although these theories are largely speculative, they show how easily people can interpret memory quirks as supernatural or extraordinary events. So, honestly, I think it's cool. But it reveals much about the intricacies of memory perception and, the social influence. And it demonstrates how memory is not an isolated process, but an evolving narrative influenced by our environment, beliefs, social interactions, but through the lens of psychology and neuroscience, we can see that memory is highly susceptible to errors, and these errors can spread within groups, creating collective false memories. The Mandela effect not only captivates the public's imagination, but also offers valuable insights into the ways our mind interprets and sometimes misinterprets our very own reality, But as more research is conducted into memory and cognition, we may eventually gain an even deeper insight into why phenomena like the Mandela effect occurs and how they reveal the complex inner workings of the human mind. But for now, the Mandela effect remains a fascinating example of our fallible nature and a reminder that our perception of reality may not always be as accurate as we assume.
I still think it's Bernstein. I'm sorry. Like,
that fucked you up, didn't it?
It did. And the Fruit of the Loom logo with the cornucopia. I will die on that hill.
Yes. I'll
do it.
Well, what about you, Gravediggers? What Mandela effects do you remember? Please tell us you remember some of these, because we don't want to be the only idiots that are going to die on these hills for Shazam and Berenstain and the cornucopia and,
Girl, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people willing to die on those hills because they remember it too. Otherwise, why would it be a Mandela effect at this point?
You're not
way
wrong.
Way too widespread kind of deal.
Yeah. But tell us. Email us, talesfromthegravespod@gmail.com. Get on our Discord. Comment, like, rate, review, all the things.
Stuff and things.
I don't know things, man. And some stuff. But we want to hear from you. Please, please, please. We want to hear from you.
And then with the holiday season coming up, send us shots of your animals and cute little holiday wear or your Christmas trees
or your ugly sweaters.
Yeah.
We'd love to see some ugly sweaters.
Yeah, do it to it, bruh.
Right? But I guess for now we're just gonna let this one rest, and I'm gonna go find a copy of Shazam.
Yeah. Bet we can. Somewhere on the dark web.
I don't know. Maybe. You never know. All right. Until next time, thank you, Gravediggers, for everything. Have a great holiday season. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
If you like what you heard, please feel free to follow, like, rate, and review Tales from the Graves podcast on your preferred listening platform. We also would like to know what you think and what topic you suggest we unearth next. Email us at talesfromthegravespod@gmail.com or reach out to us at Tales from the Graves podcast on Instagram. And if you have Discord, join us in the graveyard. The link is in our bio on our Instagram, as well as this listening platform. Thanks again, Gravediggers.
In the stone of your mind. What was that fucking noise?
That was me burping.
God damn it!
I'm sorry. I have to burp when it's available because I really need this gas pain out.
Alright, you good?
Yeah.